Oh, crap. Oh, 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 oh. God, I hate that game. Alright, one more round. Oh, okay, we're recording. Alright, what's up, guys? It's your boy, Gage. I'm bringing you guys an awesome video for you guys today, bringing high school stories. Oh, it's mocking me. It's mocking me. No, guys, I'm bringing you guys an awesome high school stories for you guys today. And today I'm talking about an awesome thing, actually not awesome, terrible thing for you guys today, and that is the process of getting my truck. Wow. This is a terrible story. Like, terrible. Terrible. I hate this story so much it makes me want to beat someone. No, not really. But this is a short story, short video, but I want to bring it to you guys, just letting you guys know the process of how I got my very first car to my second truck, which I currently own, which is a little blue Mazda Ford, or no, Ford Ranger, and my first car was a Mazda. Anyways, moving on, and so what happened is I had this green car, and it was the end of junior year, and I was starting to mow lawns. I always mowed lawns like all my life or whatever. But from like 10 years old, and I'm 17 now, I always mowed these lawns, and I started getting really big, especially the last 2 years, especially last year, and I was like, okay, I need to get really serious with it and get a truck so I can carry all my tools easier and everywhere. Because I got to the point with my Mazda where I put the the mower in the back of the truck, and I'd have to like wrap it around all these cords so it didn't fall out of the back, or not back of the truck, back of my Mazda, so it didn't fall out of the car. So pretty bad. So I was like, I need to get a truck. So I started looking around. Finally, I had a bunch of trouble selling my car, which I'm going to tell you guys, always have your papers with you and be prepared, because I was not, I know a lot of people, you guys would know that, but me, not really, obviously, because I was actually, didn't have my paper in the car registry or whatever you call it. And if you're not supposed to have it, I guess you're supposed to drop like 300 or a couple $100 off your price, because that's the responsible thing to do. I looked it up online. A bunch of people were saying it's not just a one kind of thing. It's if you don't have the papers, it's more right to say, oh, okay, sorry, I don't have the papers. I'll drop 300 if you can buy the car now, and I'll bring you more papers later or something like that. So, anyways, finally, my mom was so mad because I bought the car for $2,200, and I took, of course, I had a loan for it, and my mom wasn't even happy that I was selling it, and she wanted me to sell it for at least $2,800, especially because we got 4 new tires, put thousands into this piece of crap car, and it was so bad. It was a 1994 Mazda. I don't remember the exact model, but it was just a terrible car, piece of crap, man. The paint was ripping off. Not even that, but like the lights weren't working inside, missing. The headlight broke. Like, it was not working numerous times. I didn't normally go in. I had numerous oil changes, oil leaks, transmission broke, axle problems. Like, oh god, I could just sit here and talk for hours. And especially the fluids kept dripping, my cords kept breaking, so much stuff. But thousands of went into this car. My mom wanted $2,800 out of it. Finally I meet a couple people start talking about it. Finally, the first person to actually see the car, because Craigslist, I swear to God, it's all talk, nothing happens. Hate it. It's just a bunch of scams. It's like, I don't even want to get on that website anymore, because it's just a scam everywhere. I hate it. I still currently use Craigslist when I try to sell something, and I did sell my car using Craigslist, but I'm just saying it's mostly scams. Like, every time I've experienced anything, it's like, oh, I'll give you $10,000 for a car. Okay, you'll give me $10,000 for this car. Okay, lies. And and you're gonna pay by check? Oh, what a coincidence. No, seriously. Anyways, I finally meet up with this guy and his brother or some cousin or something. They start looking at the car, and then it sucks because right when they get in the car, they turn on the car and it dies. I'm like, that's never once happened. Ever. Like, literally, I swear to God, never happened with me inside of my Mazda the whole time I've ever had it. And it dies right when I'm trying to sell it. Great luck for me, right? Anyways, he turns them back on and starts up again, nice and perfect. And the car shakes because the engine's all messed up or something. So it shakes kind of bad. Oh, you can obviously tell because it's shaking, That's why I normally put on music, so it just kind of feel like it was just the bass kind of thing, So a lot of people didn't really notice it, but when you turn on the car and you just sit there, you definitely feel the car shake by itself. So anyways, car's, shaking. They take it around the block or whatever, and they come back and they're like, I like it. And they're like, how much do you want? I'm like, $2,800, and like, well, I like it, but I don't think it's worth that much, and I would see if you'd be willing to drop the price. I'm like, And they're like, would you willing to go to, and they said like 1900, and I was like, I can't do that. And I was like, what about 2000? And that's it. Like, it took like a back forth, done. And I was like, I dropped $800 like that. Because I was so done with this car and putting in money. I don't care if I was about to take 1900, like, honestly. And he's like, 2000, deal. And I'm like, really? And I started looking for the papers, and that's when it happened. Where I was like, oh yeah, I don't have my paper. I lost it somewhere. I swear to God I had it, but I didn't. So I had to go get it, and I didn't. I was supposed to drop the price. Someone was telling me that I was with a couple friends. Like, why didn't you drop the price? You're supposed to do that. I'm like, oh, what? And I Googled it, and I guess that turns out the truth. I should have dropped the price, but either way, I guess still kept that $100, and I still got the papers to him nice and fast. I took out my license plates, and he came back later with cash, and he was gone. I was like, well, that was fast. That was easy. Like, everyone's saying it's so complicated to sell a car. Maybe it is for newer cars or something, but it literally took like a couple of signatures, take off the license plates, hand the cash, and he was on. Like, it took like 20 minutes. It was that simple. And I'm like, $2,000 cash in my hand. I'm like, took a picture and Instagrammed it. So if you guys have not seen that picture on my Instagram, be sure to check it out. It's still on there. You just have to scroll the hell down my page because it's somewhere down there. But it's just me holding on the cash. I'm like, sold my Mazda. Ah! And I used to call him Betsy, and I miss it. But now my new truck, which is blue, and I call her Dory. Ah, right? Anyway, so finally sold that car. Now I'm stuck with 2000. So of course I put it in my bank. I'm not gonna I'm only gonna spend 100, and then I go just blow it all. I put it all in my account, put it in my savings, started adding up some more. Finally started looking for these trucks. I was like carless, truckless, whatever you want to call it, for weeks. Finally found this couple. I looked through a couple, and finally I seen this truck. I was in the parking lot for $3,200, and I was like, that's a lot of money, but look how amazing. It's small, it's not very big, it's just a cute little truck, and it would totally, the point of me buying it is it gets the job done of my mowing. That's why I bought it, and that's why I was looking at it. Finally called my grandpa up, and I was like, I bet they're not going to like it. Watch him and my grandma, or my grandma's going to say, like, no, it's too bad, it has this, that. They come, they look at it, call the owner down, that we start looking at all this stuff. Grandma drives it, takes around the block, comes back, and was like, I love it, it's clean, it's nice, it's this, it's that. I'm like, oh my God, yes, they love it, yes. And then, and then they're like, when they come back and they start talking all nice, good things about it, and then they're like, you want to take it for a ride? And I'm like, yeah, and I haven't been inside of it yet. So I get inside, like, here, you drive. So it gives me keys, I turn it on, and I was about to turn it on. I'm like, why isn't it starting? He's like, you gotta put your leg on the clutch, or you put your foot on the clutch, and like, looking at me like I'm done, and this is the owner, by the way, and I'm like, oh God, it's stick shift. That's what I said, and he's like, of course it's stick shift. And I'm like, oh God, I don't know, I've been driving an automatic for like 2 years. Like, I never drove a stick shift in my life. Like, I've only learned about it through pages inside driver's ed, but I never actually learned how to do this. So, and he's like, well, here, let me show you. So he switched and he shows me like a couple of things, and then this is the oil part. I get in and I'm like, all right, as it started out, it dies, boom, because like that letting go of the clutch and pressing the gas, that balance is really hard. I already made a video about this of how I learned stick shift in my high school stories before, so I'm not going to get into that much. But anyways, I didn't know how to do it at that time. So and then we finally get back, and I was horrible. I couldn't even move an inch. So, except for when the car died and jerked, and I moved forward a little bit. Besides that, so anyways, finally get back, and I was like, oh, how much would it be to turn this automatic? He's like, about $1,500. I'm like, damn it! So I cannot turn it from stick shift to automatic. I also have to learn how to do stick. But I was like, I have somewhat confidence. I think I can do it. So we ended up buying, and this is the crazy part. So after that whole story, now it's this crazy part. We finally, the guy's like, he starts getting mad about something because we called him down there and we didn't have the money on us. We just kind of wanted to look at it. And he's like, you called me all the way out of my bed because you guys just want to look at the car? Come on, let's get this done. We're like, well, we don't have the money. We just want to take a glance at it. It works good. Just let us, like, before my grandpa could explain things to him, get him, like, calm down. He's like, no, I gotta go now. I'm just gonna head out. Just call me when you have the money and ready. And we're like, what? And he gets in his car with his wife and they just drive off. We're like, what just happened? Like, what? Finally, I start texting him. It seems normal, and then finally, he's like, all right, let's meet at 3 o'clock the next day. Pull me out of school early and everything. Finally, go back over there to meet with him, and this time the truck was actually off the lot of this old store, and it was at his house. We met him at his house in the backyard, and we're like, my grandpa was planning. All right, so before we drove, he's like, well, before we buy this car, I want us to take it to one of my friends. My grandpa's. Told you he knows all these like rich people, and he has this one of his good friends that actually taught mechanics at a college. So like he was a really smart dude and stuff. And he wanted to take the truck out there and look at it. He's like, all right, so it'll just be us three. He's like, well, I don't think it's really necessary because this truck only seats three. And he's like, I don't think it's necessary for all three of us to be crammed up. We'll just, me and you will take the truck up there, have him look at it, and bring it right back. And I'm like, that's fine. Well, I know some of you were like, okay, well, of course he's not going to do that. It's wrong. But I was like, I think it's okay. Like, obviously, I mean, if we leave our car there with our license plate, and just take the truck up there, I mean, it won't be a problem at all. You know, I don't see it as a problem. It's not like we can run off with the freaking truck anyways, right? And then again, you could totally have a fake license plate. Someone stole someone else's car, then steal that one, I guess. I don't know. But anyways, we finally get there, and he is coming out, and we're like, all right, well, my grandpa tells him, like, we're going to go, and he's like, I'll come with you. It's like, no, we don't want to be we're not going to be crammed up in this vehicle. It'll take like 10 minutes. It's like, okay, and then he walks away, and we're like, oh, okay, cool, let's go with this. We get in the truck. Now this is the crazy part. Start driving, and we've about been in the car 5 minutes. You know, we get on the freeway to take it up to his friends, and ring, ring, ring. It's him. Hello? Where are you taking my truck? Gramps, it's him. He's like, what does he want? We're taking it up to his house. Where's his address? What's his address? He wants to know where he lives, and my Gramps goes, oh God, like really? And I'm like, what is it? What's the address? He's like, well, I just tell him that we'll be back there. And he heard my grandpa. He's like, no. You don't tell me when you come back. Where are you taking my truck? I'll meet you there. And we're like, Grandpa, what's the address? And he's like, he told me the address, and he's like, I'll see you there. And hangs up. And I'm like, what? He's gonna meet us there, Gramps. He's like, what? No. Oh my gosh, no, he's not. And I'm like, yeah, he just called and said he did. So we finally get up there, and before we even get there, he's already there. Don't even know how that's possible. I mean, we went and stopped by. I remember we went to like not a gas station. I don't remember exactly. Maybe a drive-through. I think we went to like his old house or something like that. I don't remember. This was like a year ago or so. But then, you know, somehow he got there before us. You know, we show up there and we're like, hey, hey, you know, we get out and he's like, who lives here? And we're like, mechanic. He's going to take a look at the truck, make sure everything's good. And he's like, oh, well, let's get this snappy. And we're like, okay, we know we'll knock on the door. And it's all awkward. Now my grandpa's embarrassed because this freak's at his friend's house, you know, and his friend was all like kind of like, oh, what is he doing here kind of thing. And my grandpa was embarrassed. And I was embarrassed of this guy showing up too. And before we get a look in the car, you know, his wife, he's like, well, why we talk out here? You go show him your house, you know, so... the mechanic's wife showed me the whole house, and he had like a basketball court in his basement, and like half of it was a basketball court, and then he had like this trampoline built inside of the court on the other half, so it was crazy. So you can jump and then hit it like a dunk or something. It was crazy. It was a big old court too, and it was just like, oh, it was so much fun. It just, I had all this ping pong, and it was just a really rich house. It was a big old house, you know. And so finally come back out there, and he's already lurking on the car. He's like, how much longer is this going to take? Right when I walk out, that's the first thing I hear that dude say, and I'm like, oh my God, this guy's so weird. Finally, we finish up, and he's like, and then not only this, he finishes up, and the guy starts wiping his hands, like, everything looks good, it's all, I think it's working good, and he might, when he had 100,000 miles, because it only had like 80,000 miles, once you get 100,000 miles, I have to replace a couple things, but it looks great. The tires will probably be aren't as new, and the guy's like, no, I bought those tires a couple months ago, there's no way they're used. He's like, no, these tires are going to be, there's only got like maybe a couple thousand miles left on them, but you're going to have to replace them. And he was right, because I had to replace those tires a couple thousand miles after that, which sucked, because it's like, oh, these tires are new, I've only had them for a couple months. You liar. Freaking liar. There's no way you use like 65,000 miles in a couple months. No way. And like, this is one of the, like, how is it built in 1990s, has the original paint job and everything, but yet you put 60,000 miles in the car within a couple months? No, that's such a lie, you know. So he obviously didn't have new tires. It was old. He was such a liar. Set the car. Now finally, this is what happens, you know, we finally start talking, and then his dad shows up at the place. So now we have him at my grandpa's friend's house, and his dad at my grandpa's friend's house. We're like, what is going on? His dad gets there, he's like, so what's going on? And I guess he's some kind of lawyer or something, knows the law, whatever, and then we start talking business. We're like, alright, we'll just get this thing signed. So like, alright, well, let's go back to your house, and we'll get the paper signed, get the loan and everything, and we'll do it now. And this guy's getting all mad, like, you guys don't have the money with you still? And we're like, no, we had to make sure it was the thing, but we have the, look, and my grandpa's trying to touch him on the shoulder, like, hey, we're gonna go to the bank right now and get your loan. He's like, don't touch me, you know. It was like getting all mad. He's like, I'm sorry, sir. It's okay. Calm down. And he just gets in his car and drives off. And his dad is like, I'm sorry, my son has issues, and we'll meet you there. You go to the bank, get your money. And we're like, oh my God, like really? And so finally, we finally started driving off, and my grandpa's like surprised by the whole situation. Like, is this all really happening right now? Like, seriously, like he's so surprised. I'm like, I'm sorry, Gramps. We'll just get back there. Finally, we get back to his house, and we run back to go to the bank, and we gather the money. We come back. He's like, I have an interview in like 10 minutes. I'm like, well, why'd you schedule an interview? We told you it would take a while. I mean, why would you schedule the interview the day? You know, he's like, I just want to sell this car. No, it's going to take this long, this, that. I'm like, all right, well, we have your cash, so, you know, let's switch it. We start paying all these things. The whole time he's just being all rude, and it's been like, after he's like 5 minutes to his interview thing that he's supposed to go to, and he's all dressed up, looking all sharp or whatever, and his wife, he gets in the car with his wife, and his wife's like, you know, let's go, let's head out, and he's about to get in the car with his wife. His wife's like, come on, let's go, and he's like, no, I want to make sure these papers get signed the right way, and his dad's like, go, son, I got this, you know, and him and his dad are fighting back and forth. He's like, go, I got this. He's like, I need the money now, you know, I need the money now. And it's like, dude, if you need the money now, you ain't gonna have any money, all right? This is a nice truck, but you are not worth the situation for this at all. Bunch of crazy stuff goes down. And finally, he gets in his car and he drives off, and his dad's trying to apologize for all this stuff. And he finally starts signing out the papers. My grandpa's like, I'm so sorry for this whole situation, you know. And we go back there and we start unscrewing off this license plate so we can give him back to him. And he's just like, we're sorry. And he's like, my grandpa's like, it's okay. Is he having, you know, some problems or something? He's like, well, he just got fired. He said he's 5 minutes late to his job. Yeah, I don't think he was 5 minutes late to his job. I don't think you get fired for that. Fred Meyer is supposedly where he was working. I think it's more like he has anger issues, bad. And finally, like, the worst thing about it is, I totally spaced it, before he got in the car, he's picking up his kid's toy, and he totally throws it across the lawn. I'm like, oh, these kids have a great father. God damn, dude, this guy was crazy. Just being a total jerk. Ooh, so many names I'd call him. Finally, we get all the papers signed, we give him the cash, he counts out the money, making sure, and forgot to space this is, totally spaced this whole thing, sorry. When we were talking back at the car lot on the parking lot of the store, his dad was like, oh, you know, or the guy that was selling the truck anyway, sorry. Can't believe I spaced this whole thing, was like, oh, right, so it's $3,200. My grandpa's like, starts talking to him, and my grandpa actually talked him to $3,200 to $2,200. Boom, right? Oh crap, I lied. That's a lie. No, I lied. Oh my god, I cannot think straight. When I'm telling a story and I'm going backwards, flip-flopping, I just can't think straight right now. It's just a crazy story and it's so long ago. And this man, all I can think about is, the only part I remember of the story is this man was a dick. That's all I remember, seriously. Anyways, he was actually selling it for $4,000, and then my grandpa talked him down to $3,200. That's an awesome grandpa right there for being an insurance man. He was great insurance man. He's a great salesman. Oh, I mean, he is just amazing, you know. He's, 76, 77 years old now, being retired, of course, and he is just an amazing man. And, when he works and does his business, it's amazing. Again, we talked this guy down from $4,000 to $3,200, so I'm proud of my grandpa for doing that for me, and I'm so thankful to save me $800 in cash. But this is what the ending is. I finally, after having this truck for a couple months, you know, and I've had this truck for maybe a good year now or something like that. Yeah, but no, almost a year. It's almost a year, because the end of the school year is, because it was the end of my junior year when I got this truck. So the end of my senior year will be a year. So anyways, after a couple months of having it, didn't have new tires. The air conditioning or heating did not work in the truck. The window was broken, the back window that slides open. Oh, isn't that just a great thing? And it also didn't blow air. Like, it wasn't just it was cold and hot air, it just wouldn't blow air at all. The window was broken. I don't know how we missed that, when you have to, like, literally push the window down to roll it down, and then you have to pull the window, like, literally grab the window and pull it up while you twist it up at the same time. So it's not just like a twist down, twist up. You have to help it while you're doing it. So that window part was broken. Don't even know how he did miss that, because I remember us rolling it down just a little bit and it worked fine, but then once you get farther you have to really push it down and pull it back up. So I don't know how we missed that, but we missed that. And also that the brights of the car don't work. The headlights work fine, but the brights do not work. Isn't that great? Then a windshield wiper, only one of them moves. I don't even know how that's possible. Like, one of them moved and the other one didn't. It's like, what? How's that? What? So all of these problems, oh, and of course the lights inside of the truck, which are to this day still broken. But I need to get them fixed. There's a couple other things I still need to get fixed. Like my brights, I still haven't got fixed. My headlights are good to go. I had to replace them once, but anyways, point being, a bunch of things were broke. So after I put in the $800, I still feel like I spent $4,000 on the goddamn truck. But It's a great truck. I love it. I still have it to this day, and I think it's going to kick ass mowing lawns this summer. It's a little small little cutie, and everyone always makes fun of me because I give people rides. They have to sit in the back of the truck. They want a bigger truck or something where it can hold more than 3 people, so they have warmth and stuff like that. But to get the job done for lawn mowing, I think it's a great little truck, and hopefully one day I can get a not a huge one like a monster truck, but a good one, a good long bed truck to mow lawns and stuff like that. So anyways, guys, that's all my time. Thanks for watching. I love you all, and I shall catch you guys in my next video. Peace out.